For more, let's bring in Israeli Special Operations veteran and Gideon founder, Aaron Cohen. Aaron, always good to have you. All right, so we got day one of the blockade. The president says this is going to get him to the negotiating table. I guess he's hoping for a deal. In the past, you've been a little less sanguine about the prospects of a deal with this regime. What does success in the blockade look like to you?
It's good to be with you guys. So I think success is this continued psychological pressure. Remember, it escalates, it de-escalates, goes up and down as much as needed. And we haven't ever seen anything like this in the history of modern warfare. So Trump is now hitting Iran in three critical areas at the same time. You got the revenue, just to go after directly after their revenue, and their oil exports are their lifeline. So now Trump is saying we're going to cut that off. We're going to put more pressure on their economy. And at the same time, we're going to reestablish deterrence back in the Gulf region. He also said, hey, we're going to go in there. We'll just start hitting Iran again as needed. And so now here's the thing that I think people need to understand. Iran does not control the Strait, guys. They never did. And this whole thing that we've seen unravel here, these failed talks, which you guys set up in your intro, I believe Iran overplayed its hand, and I think they believed they still had leverage. But guess what? They don't. And this is what happens when they read the room. That's the problem with the mullahs. You got to keep thumping them. And so now we'll see what happens. But I think the playbook is very clear. If they want a deal, they can come back. Trump is always leaving the door open. But if you raise the cost, you're going to get thumped again.
But they did control the Strait. The Revolutionary Guard was enough of a threat to tankers that they were not willing to transit the Strait. There was some oil going through, but it was mostly Iranian oil.
So, Dagan, here's where I'm at with that. I think that they're not a threat. There's no way on God's earth that after 98% of the IRGC Navy, over 150 vessels, which are at the bottom of the ocean, are a threat to anybody. The problem is that the insurance carriers, until someone from the IRGC says the Strait's opened, that's what they're stumbling on. That's why they're hesitating. But the fact is, they do not physically control the Strait. And there is no way that with the U.S. Navy present in that Strait, getting loaded up again, ready to patrol that tiny little 16-mile narrow passageway, there's no way that they're going to be able to control that military or tactically. So I think it's nonsense. It's feckless. And once that U.S. Navy's in position and reloaded again, it's either showtime or get on board. And we'll see. Trump's going to hold back and he's going to wait. But we're going to see what the response is going to look like, because at the end of the day, there's just nothing left of this regime. It's all talk.
Let me follow up on that, though, because I see what you're saying militarily. They maybe don't have control. But if the insurers won't insure the ships and the ships won't go through, then psychologically they still have some kind of control. How do you break the psychological fear factor control they seem to have in the Strait?
Brian, it's a good question. So, and I'm not the business guy. My buddy Kudlow can speak to this. But look, oil is reacting. The markets are nervous, which is what you're getting at right now. And Hormuz is in play. I get it. But the bigger picture here is the control. And so by keeping neutral shipping lanes open, which the U.S. can do, while targeting Iran, once they have to put that pressure back on, we just need to surface some of that footage. Let's show the world how little control Iran has right now. The problem is they got the internet shut off, so the world can't see how little control they have. So I think that instability that we're seeing isn't because of American inaction. It's because Iran tried to turn that global energy into that weapon. But again, it's just not working. And so let the insurance carriers see how little control they have.
Well, the U.S., Aaron, before we go, the U.S. was the insurance carrier because the United States government stepped up to backstop insurance for these very oil tankers, and they still weren't moving. And the pipeline running east to west in Saudi Arabia was hit by a drone and lost 700,000 barrels per day of pumping capacity just last week. So they weren't totally knocked out. We got to go. Aaron Cohen, thank you. Promise to have more time next time. Thanks,
Aaron. Good to see you.